Okay, guys, so your assignment for today is to get to a 60 SMART score on Excel skill T3. We're still going over surface area. It's just going to be surface area of pyramids and cones. So the first thing that you need to do is decide what kind of 3D shape this is. And this 3D shape is a pyramid. So you're going to want to look at, either you wrote these down or you have that reference sheet out, you're going to want to look at that reference sheet and copy down the formula for the surface area of a pyramid. So that is surface area equals 1/2 LP plus big B. Okay? So we need to figure out what our L is, our P is, and our big B. So L is going to be your slant height. So that is from the top point of the pyramid down to the middle, to the midpoint of one of the sides. So what I just highlighted right there in green is the slant length, and that's going to be 5. So I'm going to write down here so I don't forget that my L is going to be 5. Okay? P is going to be the perimeter of your base. So the base of this pyramid is going to be this square. Okay? Perimeter. So that means I add all the sides. So if this side's 6, this side's going to be also 6, and this side's going to be 6. So 6 plus 6 plus 6 plus 6 is going to be 24. So that means my P, which stands for perimeter, is going to be 24. Okay, so now here's the big one, the B, the big capital B. That means the area of the base. Now this we see is let me try to get a different color. This is a square, and we know that the area of a square is just one of its sides squared. So 6 squared is 36. Okay, so that means that the area of this square, of this base, is 36. So that means my big B, pull this down a little bit, my big B is going to be 36. Okay, and you just got to use whatever formula, whatever shape the base is. Okay, all right, so now we're just going to get ready and we're going to plug all of this in. So I'm going to bring down my 1/2. My L is 5, so I'm going to put 5, I'm going to substitute 5. My P is 24, so I'm going to substitute 24. Bring down my plus, and my big B is 36. Okay, I'm just going to type this first part into my calculator so I can figure out what that is. So I am typing in my calculator, 1/2 means 0.5. So I'm typing in 0.5 times 5 times 24. And I get 60 for this first part. Bring down the plus, bring down the 36. So now I'm just going to add these two together. 60 plus 36 is going to equal 96 square meters. So my surface area for this pyramid is just going to be 96. Okay? So I'm going to look at this 3D shape, and I see that it's a cone. Okay? A cone has a totally different formula than a pyramid. So I'm going to look at my reference sheet, and I'm going to write down the formula for surface area of a cone. And that's going to be surface area equals pi r squared plus pi r L. Okay, my R is going to be my radius. Okay, so if I look at this circle, my radius is already marked right here as 4. So my R is going to be 4. I'm writing that down so I don't forget. Okay, the only other thing I need is this L. Okay, L is going to be the slant height. So it's going to be from the point of the top of the cone down the side. So my L is going to be 6. So now I can just plug everything in. My instructions tell me instead of using the pi symbol to use 3.14. So that's what I'm going to do to make sure I get the correct answer. So instead of pi, I'm going to substitute 3.14 and then r squared. My r is 4, so I'm going to substitute that as 4 squared. Bring down my plus. Instead of pi, I'm going to use 3.14. My r is 4, and my L is 6. I got those numbers from right here. So now I'm just going to use my calculator to calculate this up. So I'm just going to do the first part first. So I'm going to do 3.14 times 4 squared, and that's 50.24. And now I'm going to calculate the second part of that. So I'm going to type in 3.14 times 4 times 6, and that is 75.36. Okay, so now I'm going to add these two together. I'm typing in the calculator 50.24 plus 75.36, and I get 125.6. Okay, so my instructions said that they wanted it to the nearest hundredth, which is going to be 2 decimal places, but when I typed in my calculator, it ended after 1. So it's okay just to leave it as 1 decimal place. So 125.6. Okay. Okay, so we have another cone. The 3D shape is a cone, so I'm going to use the same formula that I just used, which is surface area equals pi r squared plus pi r L. I need to figure out my r and my L. R stands for radius. So here's the radius from the edge of the circle to the center of the circle is the radius, and they're telling me that's 4. So my R is going to be 4. And then my L is my slant height, which goes from the very top tip point down to the edge, and that's going to be 10. So my L is 10. So now I'm ready just to substitute these numbers in. My instructions told me to use 3.14 for pi. So I'm substituting in 3.14 instead of r squared. My r is 4, so I'm going to put 4 squared. Bring down my plus sign. Pi is 3.14. My r is 4. My L is 10. Okay, I'm going to type these numbers into the calculator, and I'm just going to do this part first. So I've got 3.14 times 4 squared, which is 50.24. And then I've got this second part, which is 3.14 times 4 times 10, which is 125.6. And then I'm going to add these two together, 50.24 plus 125.6. I'm trying to be extra careful. So my total, my surface area is going to be 175.84. Okay, so my instructions said round to the nearest hundredth. Hundredth, it's 2 decimal places. My calculator calculated just to 2 decimal places. It stopped after 2 decimal places, so I do not have to round. My answer is good like it is. So 175.84, submit. Okay. All right, so here we are at a cone. So I'm using the same formula that I've just used the past 2 times. So surface area equals pi r squared plus pi r L. I need to find my R, which stands for radius. So this time, my measurement goes from edge to edge of the circle. It goes all the way across. That's the diameter. That's not the radius. But all I have to do is divide this 4 by 2, and I'll get the radius. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. So my radius is going to be 2. I just needed to half that. Just needed from there to there. My slant height from the top point down the side, they've labeled it as 6. So my L is going to be 6. So now I'm just ready to substitute in my values. Instead of pi, I'm going to use 3.14. And instead of r squared, I'm going to do 2 squared. That's my radius. Bring down the plus sign. Instead of pi again, I use 3.14. My r is 2. And my L is 6. And I got all of those numbers from right here by looking at the diagram. Okay, so I'm ready to type it in my calculator. I'm going to do one part at a time. So my first part, which is this right here, is going to be 3.14 times 2 squared, which is going to give me 12.56. The second part, which is going to be 3.14 times 2 times 6, is going to be 37.68. And now I'm going to add those two together because I just brought my plus sign down. 12.56 plus 37.68. And that's going to give me a total surface area of 50.24. 50.24. My calculator stopped after the 0.24, so I don't have to round. So 50.24. Another cone. Same formula. Okay, we're at 36. I only have to get to 60, so we're more than halfway there. So I have a cone, same formula. Surface area equals pi r squared plus pi r L. Okay, so they have given me from edge to center, which is my radius, which they say is 4. So r is 4. My slant, which is from the point down the time to the bottom, is 16. So L equals 16. So now I'm just ready to plug these numbers in. Pi is going to be 3.14. R squared is going to be 4 squared because my radius is 4. Bring down my plus sign. My pi is going to be 3.14. My radius is 4. My slant is 16. Okay, so I'm ready to type in calculator. So 3.14 times 4 squared is 50.24. Now I'm going to type in my second part, which is 3.14 times 4 times 16, which is going to be 200.96. And if I add those two together, I get a total of 251.2 for my surface area. Okay, so I'm going to type in 251.2. Hit submit. My goodness, another cone. Okay, same formula. Surface area equals pi r squared plus pi r L. Your radius, they gave me the diameter because it goes from side to side. I just need half. Half of 14 is going to be 7. So my radius is 7. My slant length, which goes from point down to the bottom, is going to be 15. Okay, so I've got the R, I've got the L. I'm ready to plug in. For pi, I'm going to use 3.14. Let me mess up that. Okay, so for pi, I'm going to use 3.14. For r squared, my r is 7, so I'm going to do 7 squared. Bring down the plus sign. For pi, I'm going to use 3.14. My R is 7. My L is 15. Okay, so I'm ready to plug it in or type it in the calculator. So I've got 3.14 times second squared, which is going to be 153.86. Okay, now I'm going to do this second part, which is 3.14 times 7 times 15. I get 329.7. Okay, if I add these two together, 153.86 plus 329.7. My total surface area for this cone is going to be 483.56. Okay, so 483.56 minutes. Okay, here we are with a pyramid. So we haven't done a pyramid in a while. So I'm going to look at my paper to remind myself of the formula for a pyramid, and I'm going to write it down. So it's surface area equals 1/2 LP plus a capital B. Okay, so I need to figure out what my L, my P, and my capital B are. So L is going to be slant length. So that's from top point down to the base, which they're calling 12. So my L is going to be 12. P stands for perimeter of the base. So here is my base. If this side's 7, this side's 7, 7, 7. So to find the perimeter of the base, I add all the sides. So 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 is going to be 28. So my perimeter is going to be 28. All right, and then my base, or the area of the base. This is a square. So to find the area of a square, you take one of the sides and you square it. So 7 squared equals 49. So that means that my area of my base, which is the capital B, is going to be 49. So now I have all my numbers. I just plug them in. Bring down my 1/2. My L is 12. My P is 28. Bring down the plus. My capital B is 49. I'm going to do this part first. So I'm typing this in the calculator. Instead of 1/2, I'm typing 0.5 times 12 times 28. And I get 168. I'm bringing down the plus, bringing down the 49. And I'm adding them together. 168 plus 49, which is going to equal a total of 217 for the surface area of this pyramid. So 217 minutes. Okay, so we're probably only going to have to do one more. Okay. I can just forget. Okay. So this is also a pyramid. So we're going to use the same formula that we just got through using. Surface area equals 1/2 LP plus capital B. All right, my L is my slant length, which goes from the top point down to the base, which is 14. My P is going to be the perimeter of my base. Looks like this is a square, so all of my sides will be equal to 9. So to find my perimeter of this base, I do 9 plus 9 plus 9 plus 9, which will be 36. So my perimeter is going to be 36. My P is going to be 36. And then I need to find the area of the base, which is a capital B. This is a square, so I take one of the sides, which is 9, and I square it. 9 squared equals 81. So the area of this base is going to be 81. So now I've gotten all of my values. I just need to plug them in. Bring down the 1/2. Bring down the L is going to be 14, so I'm going to substitute in a 14. My P is 36. Bring down the plus, and my capital B is an 81. So I'm going to type this first part into the calculator. Instead of 1/2, I'm going to type 0.5. So 0.5 times 14 times 36 is 252. Bring down the plus, bring down the 81. If I add 81 and 252 together, I get 333 as my total surface area for this pyramid. 333. Okay, so I got to a 60. Okay, so what I want to do now is you might be lucky like this and you don't ever have to do a pyramid with a triangle base. Because they tend to be a little bit harder. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if it will give me, I'm going to kind of go back and forward and see if it will give me a problem with a triangular base so I can do at least one of those problems for you. So let me see if I can find one. Okay, so here's one. So this is a pyramid. So we're going to use the same pyramid formula that we've been using for a pyramid. It's just a little bit different because its base is not a square. Its base is going to be a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to work this problem. So I'm going to use the same formula for pyramid. So surface area equals 1/2 LP plus capital B. Okay, so my slant is going to be the same as it was on the other pyramid from the point down to the bottom, which they're telling me that's 2. So my L is going to be 2. Okay, my perimeter. My perimeter is going to be of the base. Well, this base is a triangle. Okay, so I'm going to add 3 plus 3 plus 3. I just added all 3 of the sides. 3 plus 3 plus 3 is 9. So my perimeter is going to be 9. All right, my capital B, which is the area of the base. So I'm going to have to use the formula for area of a triangle. Formula for area of a triangle is 1/2 times base times height. Okay, the base of this triangle is 3 right here. So and then the height is going to be how tall it is. So from the bottom to the top, and they're telling me that is 2.6. So I'm going to let's go back to blue. I'm going to bring down the 1/2. My base was 3. Right here I have the 3. And my height was 2.6. Okay, so I'm typing that into my calculator. 0.5 times 3 times 2.6, and I get 3.9. So that means that my capital B is going to be 3.9 because that's the area of my base. Area of my base was 3.9, so my capital B is going to be a 3.9. So now I'm ready to substitute in my values. I bring down my 1/2. My L is 2. My P is 9. Bring down the plus sign. And my capital B is 3.9. I'm going to type this part into my calculator, or you probably can do it in your head. 0.5 times 2 times 9 is 9. Bring down the plus. Bring down the 3.9. 9 plus 3.9. That is going to give me a total surface area of 12.9. 12.9. 9. Processes are the same. We just treat it a little different because the base is a triangle. Okay. So if you have any questions, feel free to email me. We can do like an individual Zoom or individual FaceTime if you're having trouble. Just let me know. See y'all later. Peace out.